I give the same amount of trust to anyone I'm in a relationship with.
Until you fuck it up?
Well, yes, and then that trust is gone forever.
Yes.
But it's like I go into any relationship I go into, it's the same level of trust, regardless of how the previous one ended. Because you're owed that. You know, I don't like bringing my past relationships into my present.
And that's another thing too. We were just talking about that earlier. Why is it that we, and I'm not talking about only women, I'm talking about people in general, man or female. Why is it that we have to pay for damage that other people did?
Because the
like,
past is what
I
creates
get
the
it. You have, because what?
The past is what creates the present.
Mm-hmm.
Like, you are a combination of all the things that you've been through in the past. So if you was hurt in the past, that's part of the reason why you're who you are now. So
Right,
it's hard.
and I get that. But at the same time, it's like, if you feel like you're ready to be in a new relationship with someone, like, at least give them the opportunity to show you that they're not gonna do you the way that your ex did you.
I don't think when you talk about relationships or even like having kids, I don't think a lot of people do that evaluation of themselves. Like, am I ready for this? It's just kind of like, hey, I want this, and let me just hop into it.
And
So
I feel like that's part of the problem. Like, as human beings, we see companionship. Nobody wants to be alone. Except Darwin.
Well, the companionship, yes, but sometimes it's just temporary companionship. Like
I'm all for that.
Yeah, like we seek it, but only we could seek it for a more permanent or temporary status.
Right.
So it doesn't necessarily have to be like.
Yeah, it doesn't have to be permanent, but at the same time, if you're looking for, let's say, a relationship, or if you decide, hey, I want a relationship, I don't think we as individuals do enough self-reflection, and that's something that I've been trying to apply more into my life the past year. I try to reflect on things that are going on in my life, things that I'm feeling, and I ask myself questions all the time. And I'm like, why do I feel this way? Why do I want this? Why don't I want that? You know what I'm saying? And I try to analyze everything as a whole, and based off of that, I'm able to decide, okay, I need to change this, I need to keep this, what's working for me, what's not working for me, and just move forward that way. But people don't do that. I feel like people, not everybody, but I feel like a lot of people just kind of live life on
Survival.
Like, yeah, like you just act without thinking, or you just press forward without thinking of the bigger picture. You know, like consequences and everything else that comes with your actions.
I think even, which is kind of like why I use the word that I use when I said evaluation, I think self-reflection is important, but for some people, maybe most people, I think evaluation is the better word, and that's because an outside opinion could be better than your own, in a sense. Mm-hmm. So whether that's therapy or whatever it is you feel is necessary, I think having that outside insight on your life is valuable.
Yeah,
that's true too.
Self-reflecting is very hard.
That's true too, because sometimes other people see things that you don't see, and it takes, whether it's a therapist or a close friend or family member, it takes them saying that one thing that's gonna kind of like just make the light bulb go off, and then it's just like, wait a minute, like I didn't think about it that way, or I didn't see things that way before, and then you start thinking of other things, and it's like, oh, okay, you know, that this makes sense.